Hello world, I'm LJ and this is LJ Goes Sweden. It's finally time for the first winter test of the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive, standard version, whatever you want to call it, the Model 3 Highland, so the newest one. It has snowed in Sweden, finally, and I am today back here on this abandoned airfield. What I'm basically trying to do here is to see how does the car react to snow. This is snow, but of course you can already see a lot of people went here before me, so we're not gonna have a lot of ice driving. But what I definitely want to do is, of course, I want to do some acceleration tests. Then I want to see how long does it take to brake with the car. I also want to try all those things out in reverse, because what happens if you're like stuck and you want to go a bit reverse and then the car is like spinning or whatsoever. I just want to try it out. How does the car deal with all those situations? It is pretty cold today. We have minus 12 degrees right now. Also, I don't know if you can see it in the video, there's a small little like rainbow appearing in the clouds. I actually think to do like those acceleration tests, I'm gonna drive in there because no one has driven there. Of course, it is not like super deep snow, but I also don't want to get my car stuck in snow here because here there is no one here. And I don't want to be like stuck like a turtle. It is actually the first time that I took out the car with such low temperatures, and there will definitely be a winter review coming from me. The biggest problem I had was actually that the charging port froze. So you can still see there's some ice. It went all the way down here. And I had to free it up this morning when I was charging the car. So we have minus 14, and there it says right now. I was driving here like 50 minutes, so I don't really know how many kilometers it is. Consumption over the last 50 kilometers with the car, 16 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And with that, based on their full battery size, the range in those conditions would be around like 380. Let's say you're heating a bit more, 350. More in the later video. Now let's get started with testing the car in those conditions. Here we go. Now we're gonna test out how the car reacts when we just give full speed the way we are doing it with an electric car. So normal, no slip start. Are you ready, guys? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And now in reverse. Braking. Braking. And now we're gonna do the same thing, but activating the slip start. So 3, 2, 1. So 3, 2, 1. Definitely more sliding. So if we now do the same thing but in reverse, it looks like this. You can see definitely more spinning going on than with the normal one. So again, slip start in straight direction. You can see the spinning and the whole car already slides to the side. With the normal electric car mode, so without slip mode, now it looks like this. So you can see less spinning and the car is more stable. This is a really good behavior of electric cars, so less sliding, definitely more traction. And even now if I fully accelerate, there's not a lot of crazy stuff going on. The car feels so stable, even in reverse. But now of course the interesting question is, what happens when we do the same thing in standard mode? Because we have more acceleration in standard mode anyway. So is there a difference? But therefore I'm gonna move you guys a bit more so that you can see me as well. So now we're gonna repeat the same thing in standard acceleration mode, not in chill mode. Acceleration in 3, 2, 1. Easy. Acceleration in 3, 2, 1. Easy. No spinning, no sliding, all very, very smooth. In reverse, also very, very smooth. No sliding whatsoever. Let's do the same thing now with slip start. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. I'm not touching the steering wheel. Of course, the slip start mode is not supposed to be used in normal cases. The slip start mode is basically the mode that you have when you're driving a non-electric car. So this is the only situation you have. You don't have this traction control thingy as good, at least, as in an electric car. Of course, there's nowadays also software trying to make it as smooth as possible, but especially with older cars, you're gonna have the sliding all day long. But it's of course a nice thing. Of course, if you're like in a safe environment like I am right here, it is pretty amazing to do those crazy maneuvers. Okay guys, so that was the testing in like starting conditions, forward and reverse direction. Now let's get in the car, let's get ready for some crazy driving. Okay, let's see how good this is gonna work, because I don't know if the camera is gonna hold onto it when I'm doing some strong sliding maneuvers. Now of course I'm gonna buckle up just in case something happens. We first of all gonna do it without slip start, because the car still thinks it is enabled, but it is actually not enabled. Yeah, okay, there it is. Slip start mode deactivated. So normal mode, full acceleration, 20 kilometers per hour, and the camera is already gone. Full acceleration, no slip start. Nice. Okay, that is actually pretty fun I have to say. Okay, some deep snow. Okay, wow, no reaction at all. That is pretty crazy. Let's go into a 180. Let's see what's gonna happen. 180 and full accelerator. Nothing. It basically, because it's probably also not enough snow yet, but we're definitely gonna have a lot of sliding going on. But I have to say I really like it, because it's like, it doesn't feel dangerous at all. Like the car slides a lot. I don't know really how it looks on the drone. I can see the footage a bit, but it really feels stable. I have to say that was pretty impressive. Now of course we're gonna do something else, which is the braking test, and therefore I'm gonna put the drone a bit away. But first of all, maybe let's just see what the drone does when I drive in front of her, but I think she's just gonna switch to the other side. But yeah, so let's see if the drone can follow up. I try to go to 100. The drone will definitely not be able to catch up on that, but maybe 80, 90. Whoa, 100, full braking. Full braking, 50, 30, 20, 0. So what I'm gonna do now is basically I'm gonna do the same braking maneuver, but I'm gonna drive towards the drone so that we can actually see how long it does take for the car to break down. But at the same time I have to say I'm surprised really how long it took though for the car to go from 0 to 100 in snow. So full acceleration. Let's see, I'm gonna look on the drone footage how far I am. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. I have to brake now to see how far. There's the drone. I'm fully on the brake pedal. And as you can see, the last meters are very fast. 0. First result from driving around in some loose snow. It's fun, definitely safe. I don't feel scary at all. You also have to know, guys, I haven't said it in the beginning, I am driving with the Hakkapeliitta 5. So the ones without spikes, but at least based on test results, the best winter tires in the Nordic countries. So what we're gonna do now is accelerate to like 70, 80, and then I'm gonna do like a, with the steering wheel. So 40, 50, 60, 70, and now. Yeah? Okay, that was actually a braking out. Of course, this is not on ice. On ice, this is way more challenging because here you always get grip back. What I already can tell now is that I definitely will be repeating this test when we have icy conditions on here. So now we have fresh snow. Later on, we're gonna have some icy conditions. So definitely a bit more scary than snow, but this is already pretty cool. The car is so stable and it's never letting me to even spin once. I think this is also due to the fact that we have a battery in this car and not a motor that is like shifting the center of mass. Let's do one last test, I would say. Let's do the whole thing in reverse. Okay, I cannot see my camera. I know you can probably not see a lot, but let's do the whole thing in reverse. What happens when I go crazy in reverse? Do I lose control? Yes, I definitely do. It feels really weird, but it's still not even letting me spin around in reverse. There we go. That is the first spin we have achieved. The first spin in reverse. So there you can definitely go and spin around, but with the normal forward direction, I would say it is pretty difficult to get the car, the rear wheel drive version. I have to specify, this is not the all-wheel drive. This is a normal rear wheel driving car that is not capable to get spinning on a snowy road, at least on those road conditions that we are right now. So like a few centimeters of snow, no chance. But I also have to say there's no ice underneath. So we're definitely gonna repeat this whole thing. I actually think the car is pretty high temperature right now. Let's check it out in the service mode. Well, battery temperature is actually still maximum 10 degrees. That is not what I have expected. 49 degrees does the front bring right now. So we have a lot of temperature coming from all that. So panel duct temperature 48, floor duct temperature 48. Based on the last few minutes I have been driving here, I have kicked up the average consumption of the car to 40 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. But yeah, obviously this is not my standard. I finish off the video back on the other side of the abandoned airfield. Let's get driven, yeah! There's more space. Let's do it. No reaction at all. Super stable through the snow. Okay guys, while the sun is at its maximum height right now, you cannot really see it, I know, not very high above the trees. It's time to say goodbye for this video. I have to say, this car is pretty awesome to drive in winter conditions. Everything else regarding battery, regarding ice and preconditioning and electricity consumption in winter, that's a whole different story that I'm gonna tell you guys in a few months. Maybe if it's really annoying me even earlier, but this is it for the first test drive of the Tesla Model 3 Highland rear-wheel drive standard range in winter. For me it was really important to get an understanding how my car behaves when there is the case I have to act quickly. It's time to say goodbye for this video. If you have any ideas or anything you want me to try out with the car that does not break the car, I have to say, if it's a realistic thing I can try out, I'm gonna do it. I still have planned to try out, of course, the same thing I've just done, but with ice. And I also want to try out something that has to do with more steep hills and also more downward. More on ice as well, but also maybe on snow, depends. But I don't really have anything close by where I would say like, ooh, that could be difficult. But maybe I just have to go out when it's really, really bad weather. We are only at the beginning of winter in Sweden yet, and you're gonna hear about me and my car in winter definitely more than just this one right now. And with that said, guys, it's time to say goodbye. I hope you have a wonderful week. We're gonna see each other back in the next video, guys. Bye bye.